So you want to learn how to drift, huh? Alright, well, you came to the right place. Why listen to me? Well, I'm in the top 1% for drift zones on Forza Horizon 5 and Forza Horizon 4. So I kind of know what I'm doing when it comes to drifting. GTA 5's drifting, it's no different. It's all drifting and points. And if you want to learn how, I can teach you. So, to be honest, this game's drifting mechanics are kind of poor in my opinion. It's just pivoting and rotating, but besides that, it is fun and kind of addicting, especially if you know what you're doing and you get good at it. So, in this video today, I'm gonna give you guys some tips, and I've got a full race to show you as well. Right now, I'm just kind of going over some of the basics. In this mode, you want to make sure that you are holding longer lines to get the most amount of points, continuously drifting, avoiding bumping things, because when you do bump things, like right here, boom, you lose all of your multiplier, which isn't the end of the world until you're at the end of the race and you're about to win it all, and then boom, you lose your multiplier, somebody beats you. So, but moral of this, custom vehicles do not matter. I found out all the stock vehicles have the exact same handling stats as something upgraded, because when you do put on these drift tunes, they take everything off of the car that was on before, like turbo tunings, stuff like that. Like basically the $200,000 you spend on a custom car does it all for you. Now that doesn't mean you can't come in and be flashy, like this is my custom Drift Tampa, aka the Unicorn. Out of respect to Ken Block, rest in peace, love that man, he's who got me into drifting. But anyhow, so you want to learn how to drift. Alright, here comes the full clip, and I'll walk you through exactly how I did it, what I did, things that you want to do and things you want to avoid. So I don't have the best win-loss stats, but when it comes to drifting, I actually have not lost yet, so I have no way to prove this, but yeah, just take my word for it. I have noticed that my personal favorite is the Drift Tampa, just because somebody that, has drifted and used all-wheel versus rear wheel, this car feels how it should. It really does. It does feel like that. I have an RX-7 that I put the drift tune on, and it just feels wrong. It feels like an RX-7 that's all-wheel drive. It just does not feel right, and it feels underpowered to me. But anyhow, so we start. We try to hold these long angles continuously flowing. If you look at my front tires, I'm flicking them back and forth as fast as I can. Also, this guy kind of made me laugh. But you got to be quick on the sticks, all right? If you actually watch my front tires with how much I'm moving them, I'm constantly flicking them. Now, in real life, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do this in real life. You don't want to just fucking whip your steering wheel back and forth. But in this game, sadly, you do, because that's one of the ways I've found to hold longer angles is to manipulate the back to actually go out. And so right there, I just got 1,000 extra points by hitting a precision drift. Now, precision drifts are when you get close to those totems that are like big glow sticks, kind of. You get close to it, you get an extra 1,000 points. It's very helpful. So, now, onto the multiplier. Multiplier is built up, starts at 0, goes all the way to 5. You build the multiplier by just drifting. As the longer you drift, the bigger the multiplier gets. I will cover zones that will help increase that here in a little bit. But what you really want to do is just try to flick your sticks back and forth to make sure you control a nice slide. Don't be afraid to use the brakes. I actually don't really use the e-brake in this too much. I use a bit of both of the actual brake and the e-brake. Right there, as you saw, I just slid my tail against the wall, and I was fine, because I didn't slam into it, I slid it. Now, on the contrary, here, I do slam into the cone, but I don't lose my multiplier, because I think it's a cone, it doesn't count. I don't really know why. Probably should have lost my multiplier there. But if you do lose your multiplier and need quick, those green zones right there, will help build your multiplier up, I think, twice as fast. You have to drift in them in order for it to build, so you can't just drive through it thinking you're going to get a multiplier like a fucking pit stop. But I choose not to go through them as much, because if you haven't messed up from the start, you should already have a 5 times multiplier. Here I go through it because it actually adds length to the track, and sometimes that's good, sometimes it's not. I also just haven't taken any. I haven't taken the other way, so I don't really want to. But so these poles in the middle you could get close to and get that extra 1,000. I tried to right there, I missed. But yeah, I avoid this green zone because it's an unnecessary risk. You do not want to risk it in this. But here, as you can see, I hold that long drift, and then I hold this angle by flicking my front tires back and forth. You just gotta remember, the more angle you hold for a longer time, the more points you'll get in comparison to doing fast flicks back and forth. You never want to just drive in this, alright? Like, if you think, oh, I can't drift here. No, you can. You're just not trying hard enough. That's the moral of the story, is you can drift anywhere. You just gotta try harder. Even when, like, you'll see down this hill, it keeps wanting to go straight, but I keep making it drift. I keep building points that way. That is the most crucial thing. But if you guys want me to make another video, go more in depth, I can. This is my first attempt at this, so yeah. I do want to cover one more thing, the score here. So if you look, my best drift was actually what I scored, because I never scored throughout it. And what I mean by that is I built that 5 times multiplier and then just kept getting points. And so that's how I got such a massive score. You know, in this clip you can see I've scored probably once, maybe twice. And so if I had that on top of what I've got now for 5 times multiplier, it would have been so much more points. But yeah, that's the moral. Try not to score while you're drifting. Wait till you finish the race. That's the best advice I can give to you. If you need anything else, leave a comment down below and I'll go into depth on it. When it comes to drifting, I'm definitely the guy. I know a lot about drifting in almost most race games, I'd say. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, follow, whatever you do. Be very appreciated. Thanks.